All right, so since we covered that big FCC ruling back in December and then the January 7th clarification, things have actually felt pretty quiet on the DJI front. But behind the scenes, the legal and regulatory fight hasn't stopped. And late last week, we got a pretty important signal from Washington. The Pentagon has now stepped directly into DJI's fight with the FCC and is encouraging the FCC to reject DJI's petition for reconsideration. And this is important not because it changes what you can actually do today, but because it tells us a lot about where this might be headed. Hey everyone, I'm Jeff Bickley here with AccuSpray. In this video, I want to walk you through what happened, what the Pentagon is actually saying, and how this ties back to the December 2025 FCC action, and what the practical takeaway is for operators trying to make smart decisions without getting pulled around by every headline. So stick around and we'll get into it. All right, so let's back up for just a second and kind of set the table. So back on December 22nd, the FCC updated the cover list to include foreign-made drones and critical components. And just like we talked about in the last video, which I'll link here, that was framed as a going forward restriction. In other words, this was about future models and not about grounding equipment that was already authorized. That was the point then, and that is still the case today. If a model is already authorized, already legal to import, sell, buy, and fly, this latest development doesn't change that. But then in January, DJI filed a petition asking the FCC to reconsider that decision. The FCC formally opened that reconsideration process, set deadlines, and that's what created the lane for oppositions to be filed. The FCC's March 6th public notice set April 6th as the opposition deadline and May 11th as the reply deadline. Now, here's the new development. The Pentagon, through the Department of War, filed an opposition memo telling the FCC not to back down. Their position is that foreign-made drones pose an unacceptable national security risk and that DJI's petition should be rejected. And to me, that's the real signal here, because up to this point, some people were still thinking about this like it was just an FCC issue. Like maybe this was a communications regulator getting a little aggressive. Maybe there was room for them to soften, or maybe DJI could talk their way back in. But this memo tells us that the FCC is not standing out there on an island by itself. The December action was tied to an executive branch interagency determination, and now the Pentagon is stepping into the record to defend that determination directly. Now, one of the big tensions in this whole fight is evidence. DJI's position has been that the government has not publicly shown a real factual basis for treating its products as a national security threat. And the reporting around this new Pentagon filing suggests that the Department of War is leaning on both classified and unclassified information in making its case. And this is where things get a little bit sticky, because from DJI's standpoint, the argument is, well, show us the proof. While from the government standpoint, the answer seems to be, we have enough information, but it's not necessarily something that we're going to make public. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that DJI loses, but it does tell you that this is not just a simple public relations fight. It isn't just DJI trying to change the mood around a bad ruling. They're trying to unwind a decision that the Pentagon itself is now actively defending as a national security matter. And that's an important distinction, I think. And there's another piece here too that I think is important. The FCC's own December notice was written in a way that suggested that the agency believed it was acting on a national security determination delivered through the executive branch process, not just out on their own freelancing here. So if that legal posture holds, DJI isn't simply asking the FCC to reconsider a policy preference, it's asking the FCC to revisit a decision tied back to a broader federal national security framework. And again, for operators, that's important because it tells us how entrenched this is becoming. Now, I'd like to bring this back kind of down to earth a little bit. What does this change for you today? To be honest with you, not much. And that's important, I think, for context, at least for right now. DJI inventory, at least on the spray drone side, is relatively strong. So whether you're looking for a new T100 or you need parts, especially compared to last year, we're in a pretty decent spot. And nothing about this Pentagon memo means that your authorized equipment is suddenly going to be banned. But there is still a fight about the future pipeline, about reconsideration, and about whether DJI has any realistic path to bringing future products into the US market. So I don't want people hearing this and thinking, okay, great, here we go, everything is changing tomorrow. That's not what this is. But it is another signal that the federal government isn't backing down off of its position. And if anything, it's actually hardening that position. And I think that's the real takeaway here. Back in the last video, we talked about the covered list as kind of a gate for what comes next. This Pentagon memo, I think, enforces that exact point. The gate is still there. DJI is still trying to get the FCC to reopen it, and the Department of War is now stepping in to say, nope, keep it shut. So where does that leave us? For current operators, it leaves us in much the same place as we were before. Use what's authorized, plan around what's real. Don't make decisions based on panic, but also don't assume that this all just blows over. Because if you were hoping for a sign that the federal government might quietly soften this position, this isn't that sign. It's the opposite. So here's the bottom line. Since the January clarification, things have felt pretty quiet lately in the field. Inventory is moving, parts are strong, and heading into the 2026 season, the immediate operational reality has been pretty stable. But this new Pentagon filing is a reminder that the bigger regulatory fight is still very much alive, and Washington appears committed to defending the line it drew back in December. Now, if this kind of breakdown helps, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow along. We'll keep tracking these developments and keep doing our best to separate what's confirmed, what's changing, and what it actually means for operators. Until then, as always, be safe, fly smart, and keep building.